Okay, so today our goal really is solving x squared equations. So 4, 12, 22. We want to solve x squared equations, but today with completing the square. So what I like about factoring is and I'm pretty good at factoring, is that the cool part about factoring is that for me it's easy. But not everybody likes factoring. Some kids don't like factoring at all. Some kids can't see the combination. So there's other ways to do it. And not only that, some things don't factor. So if it doesn't factor, you still can solve for x. You can still solve for x, but you need another technique. So today is one of those techniques. So if we have some x squared plus bx plus c are steps, and of course these are numbers. Our steps are 1. First thing we do is we're going to take and move c to the other side, to the right side, to the right side. So I'm just literally going to take the c, I'm going to bring it over there by subtracting it or adding it, or whatever I have to do. So we move c to the other side, okay? So then it looks like just an x squared plus a bx equals a negative c, okay? So you move c to the other side. That's always step 1, okay? If it's already over there, then you have to worry about it, okay? 2. Second thing I'm going to do is take 1/2 of b and square it. So whatever b is, whatever this number is, take half of it. Whatever this number is, just take half of it. In this case, half of 6 is 3, right? Whatever this number is, just take half of it. So in this case, half of 6 is 3, and square it. 3 squared is 9, okay? So the value of c in this case has to be 9, because if I take half of 6 and square it, half of 6 is 3, 3 squared is 9. So the value of c in this example is going to be 9. Step 3, add that to both sides. So I would take this answer and I'd add that to both sides, okay? Step 4, I would factor. Well, in this example 1, x squared plus 6x plus 9, c is 9. Okay? I can factor this, right? I can factor this. In fact, we've done this twice already today, correct? Exact same problem we've done twice. We know that's going to factor into an x plus 3, right? Which becomes a x plus 3 quantity squared, okay? And then I like to rewrite it as an x plus a. A is any number squared, and that's what we have, okay? And then the fifth step, which we don't have to do in number 1 because there's no equal sign. The fifth step would be to solve. Solve. And Grace, I'm going to have, because you're so good at answers. How many answers? Show me. 2 answers, we agree? We always know there's 2 answers. So, the whole goal today is to be able to solve equations that won't factor. If they won't factor, we can do this technique by completing the square. Okay, so let's look at example 2. So we need to find out this number right here, plus whatever, so that we can factor. Okay, so it starts here. What's half of 14? Half of 14 is what? Everybody, what's half of 14? What's 7 squared? It's that easy. I'll say it again. What's half of 14?
7.
What's 7 squared?
49.
It's that easy. So I'm going to have an x squared minus 14x plus a 49. Does that factor? Yeah. It factors into a x minus 7, x minus 7, or x minus 7 quantity squared. Now we're not solving number 2 because there's no equal sign. All we did was completed the square. That's all we did, okay? Easy, right? Take half of that number half that number and square it. That's all I did. Half of 14 was 7. 7 squared is 49. Thumbs up? Do you think this is pretty easy? Okay, so now, example 3, we do need to solve. So we're going to solve, we're going to have to go through and use all of our steps up here, okay? Let's use all of our steps up here, okay? So step 1, what does it say? Step 1, move C to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to take the 7 and move the 7 over. How do I move the 7 over? How do I move the 7 over? Just add it, right? Yeah. So we're going to go x squared plus 4x equals positive 7. I like to leave a little space here because we're going to put a number there, right? Okay. So I brought the 7 over. I leave a little space there because I'm going to put, what's half of 4? What's half of 4? What's 2 squared?
4.
Plus 4. And plus 4, okay? So you take half this number and square it. That's all you do. Now, the reason we do this is because it will factor. The whole problem, the whole reason we do this is because it will factor, okay? So then, all right, yeah, that factors, doesn't it? Into what? Come on, help me. What does that factor into? I totally agree. X plus 2, x plus 2 equals 11, right? And then that's the same thing as x plus 2 quantity squared equals 11. Everybody go with that? I'm going to need a calculator because what's my next step? Square root, right? Agree, square root. You guys think this is pretty easy, isn't it? I like this technique. It's really easy. Okay, so then I'm going to take, what is square root of 11? Square root of 11 is about a 3.32. Okay, so I've got a x plus 2 equals a 3.32. But Grace says, how many answers, Grace, do you say?
2.
So how am I going to get 2 answers here?
Negatives and positives.
Plus or minus, because I took the square root, right? Plus or minus. So if I need 2 answers, I've got 2 equations, right? 2 little mini equations. So my 2 mini equations, I'll put them up here. I would have an x plus 2 equals a 3.32, and I have an x plus 2 equals a negative 3.32. And now it's easy. Now it's easy. We're almost done, right? Minus 2, x equals a 1.32. Minus 2, x equals a negative 5.32. Circle those answers. Boom. So what do you think? We just did it. Pretty easy? Okay. Okay, should we turn the page? Make sure we got this down. Okay. Example 4. Before I do anything, do you see anything that would make this problem easier? What? Let's divide out. We can totally divide everything by 2. It's got to make it easier. Guys, agree with Scott? I do. Let's make this problem easier. So now it's an x squared plus an 8x. I'm going to leave a space equals 6. I like to leave the space because I'm going to put a number here. In fact, what number? I'll say it, but real quick. Anybody know what number I'm going to put here? 16 is correct. 16 is correct. How do we get 16?
Half 8 squared.
Isn't this easy? Yeah, half of 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. So I'm going to go plus 16, right? And of course, the reason we do this is because it will factor, right? X plus 4 equals 22, right? X plus 4 squared equals 22, right? Okay, I did. You have to do it both sides. In fact, let me just demonstrate, which seems really dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway, okay? I've done this before. Okay, which Dave uses a human scale. If you drop 16 pounds here, what's going to happen? What do I have to do to keep balanced?
16 pounds.
On both sides, right? And that's why I add 16 and 16, because I have an equal sign, so they're completely equal, right? Makes sense, doesn't it, right? Okay. Then we're going to solve, okay? So then I need the square root of both sides, right? You guys agree? Square root, and we're going to go, okay, what is the square root of 22? It's about a 4.69. So I got an x plus 4 equals a 4.69. Actually, that right? Yeah, 4.69. And then I need two answers, so tell me what I'm going to do. Two answers? Plus and minus, right? So I'm going to get two little mini equations. One is going to be a x plus 4 equals a 4.69, and an x plus 4 equals a negative 4.69. And then minus 4, right? Well, that's going to give me a 0.69. One answer. 0.69. And then minus 4. I'm going to get a negative 8.69. Okay, there we go. Now, example 5. A long time ago, we used to graph problems that look like this. We used to graph problems like that, right? Do you remember doing that? And we know the vertex was at HK, right? And then you just graph it and you find HK and you get a parabola. You guys agree? Remember that? Well, we could graph this, but if we completed the square, then we could end up getting the vertex. Okay, watch. We're going to do the same thing. So what's step 1 say? So I'm going to go y plus 3 equals x squared plus 6x plus something, right?
Wait, so you just have to move C to the opposite side?
Yep.
Oh, so it could be the right one with that.
Doesn't matter. As long as we can get to, we just need this, Scott, because you know what I'm going to do with this next, right? Yeah, I want this, so I had to bring this over so I could do that, okay, right? Half of 6 is, and 3 squared is, so I go plus 9, and I got to go plus 9 here, right? So then I have a y plus 12 equals, well, this will factor, right, into x plus 3, correct? Or I'd have a y plus 12 equals a x plus 3 quantity squared. And this time, I'm going to bring the 12 back over. I'm going to rewrite it like this. Y equals x plus 3 quantity squared minus 12. Now, go back about 2 or 3 weeks. Our vertex of this parabola is at negative 3, negative 12. Remember how we always took the opposite of the inside, remember? So here's our vertex right there. We could graph this. Is this vertex going to be the bottom of a hill or the top? Is that a minimum or a maximum? Minimum's correct. Why do you know that? I totally agree. Why do you know it's a minimum?
The parabola's going to go up.
Because there's a positive invisible one here. Everybody agree with that? Yep. Nice job. Okay, so homework today. It's not a lot, but we need to do it. Is page 128. And we need to do this, okay? Page 128, 7 to 25, odd. If you guys need a bathroom break real quick, we can do a bathroom break. But when we come back, we're going to work, okay? We'd play 21, but I'm waiting for the weather to improve on us before we play 21, okay? Stop. Stop recording. Stop. Stop recording. Stop. 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 Stop.